Okay, well, welcome everyone. I am really grateful that you're here tonight. I know time is one of our most valuable resources, so the fact that you chose to be here matters. I just appreciate that a lot. If you're watching the replay, I'm really happy you're taking the time out of your day to do that. Some of you have been part of this community for a while. You already know the heart behind what we do and why we do it. And some of you are here because someone you had trusted invited you, and they invited you because they care about you and they truly want to see the best for you. So thank you for taking out the time to be here. And whether you're new or a familiar face, I'm really glad you're here and I want you to know you're in the right place. And I really want to keep tonight simple. Honestly, this is just a conversation about something I genuinely believe in and I love sharing about. Something that can really change how you feel in your body, your energy, and even your life. And after I share a little bit about the details, we're actually going to open it up and hear from people in this community who have actually experienced this for themselves. So definitely stick around for the whole call, and we should be no longer than 30 minutes. So I want to start with this idea of spring renewal. We're having this conversation right after Earth Day, and that's definitely not a coincidence because Earth Day is about honoring the planet. It's about recognizing the soil, the water, the ecosystem that sustains us, and it deserves our care and attention. And something I've really come to believe is that the way we treat the earth and the way that we treat our bodies are deeply connected. Because when you look at spring, it's a season of regeneration. Nothing is forcing itself to bloom. The trees aren't trying any harder to grow. The ground isn't struggling. It's all happening naturally, gently, because the conditions are right. The soil has what it needs after being, in the winter months all month. The roots are being nourished through the dark season, and now everything is rising. And I want you to consider this for yourself. What if you could create the same condition inside your own body? That's what regeneration really means. It's not just sustaining, it's restoring, it's rebuilding, it's giving back more than you take away. And the nutrition we're going to talk about tonight comes from a company that strongly and seriously believes in this. Everything is certified organic, sourced from regenerative farms, and designed to work with your body, not against it. When you're nourishing yourself with food that is grown in living soil with high microbial activity, rich in nutrients and minerals, you're not just supporting your body, you're a part of a larger cycle of healing. So, tonight we're talking about a spring reset for your body, for your energy, for your life, and honestly, in a small but meaningful way for the planet. So, let me ask you something and be really honest with yourself, not with me, but with yourself. Do any of these things feel familiar? You can go ahead and just drop it in the chat if any of them resonate with you. But maybe you wake up tired, not just the like I need coffee kind of tired, but the deep bone level, I don't remember the last time I really felt rested kind of tired. Maybe you move through your day on willpower and caffeine. Maybe you feel bloated after meals and it's just become normal to you. Your mood feels off. Maybe you feel more irritable than you used to be. Maybe you've got brain fog that's scattered, that scattered can't focus feeling. Maybe you've got cravings that you can't even explain, the sugar, the carbs, the comfort food that's just on repeat. Maybe your joints ache. Maybe your skin doesn't have the same glow it once had. Or maybe it's not even physical. Maybe you just feel heavy. And here's the truth, the signs show up differently for everyone. The mom who's running on fumes, the professional who's crushing it at work but crashes every night, the athlete who's not recovering the same as they once did, the parent that wants to be present but has nothing left to give at the end of the day. And I really want you to hear this part because it matters. This is not a willpower problem. And I'm going to say that again. This is not a willpower problem. This is a depletion problem. Your body is not broken. It's under supported in this highly stimulating and demanding world that we live in. Because even when we're trying to eat well, modern food has gaps. Over 99% of the soils in America are depleted. There are more processed ingredients than ever before that we have to navigate. There's more environmental stressors. There's more forever chemicals in our water. There's more glyphosate and herbicides and pesticides being sprayed on our food. And all of this impacts our gut, our detox pathways, our sleep, our hormones, our energy, how we feel, and how we show up in the world. And when those foundational systems aren't supported, everything else starts to feel off. So it's not that you're not trying, it's that your body has been asking for something it hasn't been getting. And if any of this resonates, please drop something in the chat because you're in the right place. So, what if the answer wasn't another diet? What if it wasn't about restriction? What if it wasn't about forcing yourself through another trend? What if it's actually about adding something in? About nourishing the body so deeply, so intentionally that the things that aren't serving you anymore just naturally fall away. That's what this spring reset is about. It's nourishment and it's self-care in a real grounded way. So for this particular spring reset, we use Purium Organic Superfoods, and we use them because of their quality and integrity and the way that these nutrients support the body as a whole. So there's two reset options that we'll walk through. The first one we call the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, the ULT, which replaces 2 meals a day with organic, regeneratively grown superfoods for a deep reset. And this pans out to be about $13 a day, which I don't know about where you guys live, but I can't even get one organic meal for $13. So it's an incredible deal. And then the second option is what we call the LTD, or the Lifestyle Transformation Daily. And this one just replaces 1 meal a day with superfoods. So it's a more gradual approach and it's about $9 a day. They have the same products, just at a different pace. And everything in the system is designed to support the root. So you get clean plant-based protein in the form of a master amino acid pattern that we call Super Aminos 23. This is going to support your muscles, your tissues, and it's utilized by the body in just 23 minutes. You're going to be getting organic greens, healthy fats, superfoods, and our daily shakes. We have two of them. One is called our Dark Berry Protein Blend, which gives you the energy and the brain support. The other one is Deep, Deep Nourishment, and we call it our Power Shake. You're going to get what's called the Biomedic, which is a clinically studied herbal formula to help detox glyphosate from the gut. So it's supporting gut repair and it's also helping you better absorb your food, which is huge. You'll receive an alpha omega blend that is algae based. It's just for your brain function, for your nervous system regulation. And over 80% of people are not getting enough omega-3s in their diet. So this is really, really important. You get this wonderful, powerful herbal sleep support blend because let's be honest, sleep is probably the major thing that most of us are lacking, the deep restorative sleep. And then lastly, you get a parasite cleanse. And this is something that most people don't even think about, but that can contribute to bloating, fatigue, cravings, brain fog, you name it. But here's what I actually love most about this program. Aside from the amazing nutrition that you receive and the routine, it's so simple and so doable for a busy person. It doesn't take hours of prep. All you do in the morning, you wake up, you make a shake, you take your Biomedic, you have your omegas, you have your aminos. This takes 5 minutes tops. And then you eat whole foods when you're hungry. And then if you're going to choose the ULT, you repeat that same rhythm later in the afternoon. And at night, you take your sleep support. Like that's it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just a matter of doing it and not overcomplicating it. So this whole reset is about simple daily habits with regenerative superfoods that create an environment for the body to renew. And I want to shift for a moment from talking about the details so that you guys can hear from some real people, real stories of people who have actually done this and experienced the renewal themselves. So if you've gone through this reset and you want to share, go ahead and just raise your hand. And in about 2 minutes or less, come off mute. I'll call on you and just tell us, what has changed for you since you incorporated this program, maybe what surprised you about the process that you weren't expecting, and how is your energy, your mood, your self-care different than it was before? And for those of you that are just listening, just receive it. There's no pressure. Just notice what resonates in someone's story. So, Amy, I see your hand up first. You can come off mute.
Hi, Mary Beth. I'm gonna pull up those questions. So, what shifted for me before my ULT or for when I did the ULT was just so much. Before the ULT, I was trying to figure it out on my own. Um, I was dealing with a lot of chronic pain. I was not sleeping. I was taking a lot of, I had been diagnosed with fibromyalgia and a lot of depression and anxiety and all this stuff. So I was using medical cannabis at the time and just all these other things. And what happened was I didn't need any of it anymore. Um, it was really amazing. So what shifted for me was my gut health. I didn't even know that my gut was the issue. I got to learn that the food that I was eating wasn't serving me. It was causing inflammation, and uh, it was just amazing. The first 30 days, I just had so much clarity. I didn't need anything else for sleep. I didn't even know that I liked fruits and vegetables. And like my whole taste buds changed, and I really just got my whole life back. And I also created a business with this because I didn't actually know how I was going to um, do this. It was 2020 and I had lost my job, and it was really amazing to do this with a few people in community and be able to start a business with it too at the same time. So it just changed my whole life, honestly.
Amazing, Amy. And how many times would you say you've done the reset?
Oh, it's I literally live on two shakes a day. So it's kind of like my lifestyle now, but I've done the full reset, and parasite cleansing at least a few times a year since 2020. Yeah.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Cool. Well, thank you. And Amy's been like a huge part in this community in terms of sharing this lifestyle with other people too. And so I just really appreciate, Amy, that you didn't take what you got from it for granted and then you share the love forward as a result. So I witnessed your transformation and it's truly incredible to see everything that you've gone through. And I've seen lots of surprises myself in your journey. So thank you for sharing and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Um, Laura Gooch, I see you want to share.
Thanks, Mary Beth. Yeah, I mean, gosh, I think it's been over 5 years. I'm sure it has. And it is a lifestyle because I got to have a brief memory of what it was like to not have Purium when I was running low in Italy for 5 months and surrounded by really good coffee and really good bread and really good pasta and a lot of red sauces. And I could feel the depletion going on. And it brought me back just to remembering what it was like to live without. And it's one of those things you don't know what you don't know, because I thought I was doing everything right. We were eating organic and I was exercising and I have a family, and my nervous system though was missing. That was my missing link. And then you introduced me to the ULT, and the first time I did it, I noticed the bloating that had gone away that I thought was just part of my life. But for me, mostly it was my nervous system calmness. And I think that has a lot to do with getting glyphosate out. Once again, you don't, we live with it for so long, and it's just in our environment for the last 40 years that we don't know what it's like to be without it. And I can now, it's kind of like some people live with alcohol, but they never point the finger at it as the cause of the problems. I can now point the finger at the herbicides and glyphosate as being related to so many of the problems, like my explosive temper and my insomnia and just too chaotic thinking. So for me, it wasn't so much the physical as much as that, but now it's totally my physical too. Like I can feel when I absolutely need it. And then of course I created a business with it. And what's been the most wonderful with that aspect is just thinking of the people that I'm so grateful I turned on to it, that thought they were living with chronic kidney issues and that's just how it is, or they had to live with aches and pains and that's just how it is. And it isn't.
Yeah, thank you, Gooch. And I think you're right. I mean, there's so many symptoms that we see so much and that many of us deal with that we think are just normal. Like that's just how life is. But honestly, it's a product of our environment and the toxins and the chemicals that we've been exposed to that, like you said, we don't even sometimes know what it's like to live without because they've been in our environments for so long. And when you're finally exposed to this level of nutrition, the light bulbs that start going off for me, it was just incredible. Like I didn't, like you said, you just don't know until you know. I came in eating super organic myself too, being very health conscious. And man, I'll tell you the alpha omega that we get in our kit, like that has changed everything for my nervous system and just feeling truly for the first time, maybe, I don't know, ever, like really regulated because my body is finally getting what it needs and it lived without it for so long. So I really appreciate that you bring that up. And thank you for all the people that you help as well. Uh,
Mhm.
Tara, welcome.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Mary Beth, for this. So Purium for me was a huge game changer completely. It is the one of the things, the true things that had helped me reverse two autoimmune diseases, celiac disease and lupus. With this was why I was diagnosed maybe almost 8 years ago, and found regenerative health, but got me onto Purium. And so I started alone on my diet and just ULT for 3 months, parasite cleansing and some herbs. And I reversed it, lupus and celiac in 6 months. And I'm a nurse, was in with nursing for years, and I've switched over to regenerative health and really focusing my passion. I mean, Purium has really, I mean, it saved my life. And so I don't, I mean, what more can you say? I mean, it improved my gut health, my clarity. And the funny thing is, my husband used to always say, are you going to do these shakes forever? Because he saw me go through the transformation of healing my body and, thinking almost that it was, woo-woo type of thing. And so he used to tease me, how long are you going to drink these shakes? And I would say forever because I feel so good on them. Well, guess who, after now 3 years, I've been with Purium maybe four, guess has his two shakes every single day and doesn't miss them? It's my husband. So I'm too a partner in Purium because how can you not? You're whether you're a true, seller in it, but you're not selling, it's helping people get better. It's improving people's lives. So it's just, I'm super passionate about Purium. It's just really been a lifesaver.
Yeah, incredible, Tara. Thank you for sharing that. And, it is kind of like the gift that never keeps, or that always keeps giving. Because, yeah, my husband too, he's now the one that reminds me and makes my shake for me in the morning when before I was the one that was like, come on, just try this. And like, it's so cool when someone gets the taste of it and the feeling of it. And my whole family and my children and just the transformation that you've gone through is really incredible. So thank you for sharing your passion for it and being here today. Emily.
Yeah, thank you. Well, Purium helped me get in tune with myself and my body and start to be able to listen to it. I was trying before, but I couldn't really connect. And I'm a health coach. I was helping women try to quit fixing themselves and start loving themselves. And Purium gave me the opportunity to really do that radical self-love instead of fixing. And all of a sudden, everything started flowing. I lost weight and gained muscle, not because I was trying or focused on it. It was just my body balancing out as it wanted to. My cravings went away because I was getting what I needed. And nervous system, oh my gosh, people told me I had ADHD. And it was just frenetic energy. I have now consistent, grounded energy, and that feels amazing to be regulated and grounded. And balance like that. And then I'm coming up on that 50-year mark, and PMS, all these things, like my hormones were imbalanced. I was not sure even who I was some days, and it all balanced out. I don't even deal with PMS anymore. I don't know when my period is coming. And it's become normalized that we are going to just experience these perimenopause symptoms. No, I don't experience them anymore. They are common, but they're not normal. And so I get to go through this transition with grace and ease, and that's amazing. And gut healing. Someone said used to be bloated all the time. I had succumbed to that too. Like, I don't know what I'm eating. I've spent a ton of money on supplements. I've tried elimination diets, all these things, but never got to the root cause, that glyphosate, and healing that gut and repairing it. So all of this surprised me, honestly, because I was also eating organic, for the most part, eating clean, all the things. So I didn't really expect all of this, but I had never gotten rid of the glyphosate. I had never healed my gut in this way and had food that was actually bioavailable. It changed everything. And life is just simpler, honestly, more peaceful. It's just ease. It's just easier. And my body is now my buddy. Like, we are buds, and we're the partners in harmony versus my body's something I gotta fix. And that makes all the difference. So I quit silencing all those symptoms that I was dealing with, that I was just like, oh, I'm just older. Oh, it's just part of it. But that was my body's communication. So it feels really good to feel good. And like you all said, you don't know until you know. So I'm really grateful.
Oh, awesome. You have so many good little golden nuggets in there, Emily. My body is my buddy. I'm going to start saying that.
Yes.
And then just congratulations on the grace and the ease. I think that's something that we all strive for in this fast-paced world. And when we can start to feel that connection between our body and the food we're eating and how that's impacting us. And you know how you talked about the grounding. I think of spring, like one of the reasons that the plants can grow and become these beautiful flowers with no force or extra work is because they're so grounded into the earth. And that's what happens when we consume these living foods, is it gives us kind of that grounding element that allows us to spring forward too. So congratulations on all the things that you're experiencing. And I'm really glad you're here. Rita, why don't you be our last share for today?
Awesome. Thank you, Mary, for this call. Thanks, everyone, for your shares. So good to see everyone. And my name's Rita. So I dealt with chronic pain from a really bad accident for over 15 years and literally tried everything. Spent thousands of dollars on protocols and herbs and you name it. And this was just so simple. It simplified my life massively. I had way more time. I immediately started feeling better, like immediately saw the inflammation start to create a healthy inflammation response and just start to drop away from my whole body. And then 30 days in, like it's just like the lights came on in my body. And then after 90 days, it was the first time that I felt like myself since high school. In 15 years, it was like my body just exhaled and, whatever kind of it was just surviving before that, trying to get through the pain. And then it just softened and I felt playful and like myself. And then 4 months in, I got into a race off the couch and I got seventh out of 76 plate out of 76 women. And I thought I was going to get last. Like I really did. I was just doing it to get back to my athletics. And now I'm back into my athletics. I'm back into my joy, still taking these, 6 years later, and it just makes life simple, fun. And then through pregnancy, through nursing, through postpartum, it's just been amazing, and amazing to give to my little girl and have that nourishment for her, so I don't feel depleted as a mama and nursing, which is really demanding. So I'm just beyond grateful because I, have time periods where I don't have the shakes every single day. And I notice it, I see it. And it's truly just that quality, that purity, that integrity, the way it's grown, Dave and Amy, the way that they show up in the world and provide this. And like I said, I looked for years and years trying to put those pieces together. And this is when they finally clicked.
Yeah, amazing, Rita. And I love how you bring in the point of just like you can integrate this in no matter what where you're going or what you're going through in your life. You might be in an up, you might be in a down, you might be in a time where you're pouring out a lot of energy. Maybe you're, more in your creative zone. Maybe you're nursing, maybe, and the nutrition is always there for us. And I will say probably the thing that has kept me so consistent on it for 7 years is this simplicity. Because, I've done many different kind of like diets or trends or health things, but I never stuck with any of them because number one, they just were too time consuming or they just didn't fit into my daily habit and my daily rhythm. Not to mention the quality wasn't quite there and the formulation of how these kits are put together is so synergistically incredible that it truly is just giving your body the right condition to renew, to restore, and to rejuvenate. So I really want to thank everyone who shared because your stories really matter and I appreciate you. And I want to make something really clear that you're not doing this alone. You have this community by your side. And I think that's one of the most powerful pieces of what we do here. When you join the reset with us, you will be introduced into our WhatsApp daily support thread for that real time, deeper connection with this community. There's also a private Facebook group that you can put questions in there. We share wins in there. We share recipes, have additional support and things. And honestly, it's leaning into that community and what we can learn here together that really can change everything. Because on day 7, when the old habits start calling you back, right? You have people saying, I'm right here with you, like keep going. And when you start seeing things shift, you have people who are going to celebrate you, which is huge. So this is so much bigger than nutrition. This truly is. I think, Emily, you said it. It's about the radical self-love. Not the surface version, but the real version, the kind that says, I matter enough to take care of myself for real. Because so many of us, and you can let me know if this is you in the chat, but we're taught, to push through, to put ourselves last, to wear exhaustion like a badge, right? But what if the most powerful thing you could do for everyone in your life right now is take care of you first? Not selfishly, but regeneratively, giving back to yourself so you in turn can give more to the people that you love, right? Showing up with more energy, more patience, more clarity, more joy. And I've seen this shift happen for thousands of people over the last, 7 years that I've been co-hosting these resets. And it's incredible every time. So we're not just talking about physical change, but we're talking about a shift in how you feel and what you believe is possible for yourself in health. And that ripples and touches everything else in our lives. So the next step is really simple. We start the reset May 1st. And if you feel like something in you said yes tonight, all you got to do is reach out to the person who invited you here. They're going to walk you through everything. You can pick your path, either the ULT or the LTD. They actually have a 25% discount code for you. They'll get you plugged into the community and you'll be supported from day one. And if you're not quite ready yet, that's totally okay. But just don't wait too long because we want to do it with you. And spring doesn't wait, like it just begins, right? And everything that's been waiting starts reaching toward the light. So this is an invitation to reach towards your light, to step into your renewal. Not through force, but through that deep nourishment, through the deep community, and through choosing yourself. So, thank you all so much for being here. And please, really take a moment to thank the person who invited you here because they care about you. And you can get back to them with any questions you might have. They want to see you flourish in this and be a part of this special community. And we would love to welcome you in. So, we do actually have another information call next Thursday, same time, same place, in case you want to come back, maybe hear some different stories, or if you have a few people in mind, maybe friends, family members that you would love to do a spring reset with, you can invite them and they can come here and learn a little bit more. Honestly, the more, the merrier. So thank you all so much for your time today, and we'll hope to see you next week and hope to see you in the community. Have a great day, everyone.